Okay, so right now we're working on question 15. I'm actually on the part C. So just to remind you of the question, it says, for the first 10 meters of an 80-meter race, Will runs at 5 meters per second. For the next 5 seconds, he runs at 8 meters per second. And we're at how fast must he run the rest so that his total time is 12 seconds. So we were just talking about our unknown, which was this third velocity, right? So there's a velocity in the first part, the second part, and the third part, so that the total time is 12 seconds. So we are going to use the equation that velocity equals delta x divided by delta t. And when we get ready to do the math, we can see that there is no delta x3 and there's no delta t3, right? So this equation, v equals delta x v3 equals delta x3 divided by delta t3. That's not enough of a formula for us. There's something more we need to do. Again, put those subscripts in to say that we're talking about the third velocity, the third distance, and the third time. So there's something more that we need to do in order to figure out what is the third distance, what is the third time. So we need some more formulas. So let's think about what delta x3 is first. I'm going to go ahead and put the formula here. So what information do I have to help me solve for delta x3? I need to go back and look at the question. So for the first 10 meters of an 80-meter race, Will runs at 5 meters per second, right? And then for the next 5 seconds, he runs at 8 meters per second. I mean, I can reread the question, or I can just go to my givens. So when I look at my givens, I can see that I have 10 meters for the first distance, 80 meters for the total distance, and 40 meters for the third distance. So I know that the total distance has to be the first distance right, plus the second distance plus the third distance okay. So I do need to know the third distance. So I'm going to go ahead and solve this part for delta x3. I'm going to isolate delta x3, get it by itself. So I have x total equals x1 plus x2 plus x3. So to undo adding these, x1s and x2s, I'm going to subtract x1 and x2 from both sides. Right, so